What is going on, guys and girls? Rob here, and totally different now. NFL Mock Draft 2020. Pittsburgh Steelers, if you're sitting at home right now, you don't get a first round pick. You're the only team out there not getting a first round pick. You sit at home. Sean's here. Alan's here. Pittsburgh, just enjoy the day. If you see a pick that you want, you better jump in while you can. And should be pretty good. All right, guys. First pick overall, go to the Bengals. And give a few seconds there for everybody if you want to chime in and think who is going, which way is the Bengals going. Went and got these at Walmart yesterday. These are little chocolate bunnies, right? Now they're $1 each, 75% off. So Rob paid a quarter of those. So not too bad. Quarter. You can't get that much candy for a quarter. And I got big boy here. What did you see this rascal? Slugger. They call him Slugger. Check this one out. Slugger. All right. He's got the hat on, got the bat. And you can see it's what $3.68 was the price at Walmart. So I got it for like 92 cents. 92 cents for this one. So got my chocolate. I got my chocolate on. Got my chocolate going on. So I'll keep a 25-cent one close by. All right, guys. Yeah. All right. First overall pick. This is what I'm hoping happens. And then I'm going to say what I think happens. What I hope happens, I hope that the Bengals will take Joe Burrow, LSU quarterback, with the first overall pick. What do I think will happen? I think the Bengals take Joe Burrow as their quarterback, first overall pick. I think that's a no-brainer. I think Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in this draft. May not be the best player in this draft, but the best overall quarterback. I think he has a sufficient arm. I don't think he has quite the arm Herbert has, but I think overall he took a team that took on Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and then in the two bowl games and shined. So I've definitely got Joe Burrow going #1 overall to Cincinnati. #2, the Redskins have that pick. Tell us what you think. Bum, 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 bum. You say they trade to Miami, huh? All right. What does Miami do with it? See, they get Tua. All right. What I hope happens is they trade down and actually trade down with a team that's really low. New England, the Chargers, some teams that's really, really low. Master, what's going on? And, me being a Redskin fan, that's what I want to see them do. I want to see them acquire draft picks and more first-round picks, especially for 2021. They're not going to win in 2020 anyway. I don't think it happens. I think they will select Chase Young, the edge rusher from Ohio State. Not what I want to see happen, but I think that's what will happen. Tell me what you think, guys. What will the Lions do?
Hello, Sean. Hello, boys.
Oh, do I want a quarterback for Washington this year? No.
Bob, is that trash over there? And thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Redskins, I want them to draft in and just get as many picks as they can for this year and next year. Alan says hi, Mrs. Rob.
Hello, Alan.
So Sean says Okuda goes to the Lions. How about Master? What does Master say? And Sean and Master also says hello. She went outside to the trash can. He'll be right back. Anybody else have a say? All right. What I hope happens is this. I already had the Redskins picking Young, so Sean and Master both said hello to you.
Hello, Master. Hello, Sean.
Lions, I'm hoping they trade their pick to the Chargers. Okay? And the Chargers, I got them taking Herbert as a quarterback of Oregon. Was it Oregon? Justin Herbert? I think he's the second quarterback to go. And it's what I hope happens. What I think happens, totally different. I think the Lions will trade this pick. Listen, hear me out. See if it makes maybe a little bit of sense. Matt Patricia, he is on a banana peel in Detroit. He realizes it's either win or I'm gone. And his chances of him winning is probably slim, and Slim's about left to build him. So it's a good chance Matt Patricia is going to be out the door at the end of this season. The Lions have his number 3 pick. I think they're going to trade it, and he's going to cushion his job for 2021. He's going to trade with the New England Patriots. The Patriots are going to come up to number 3 overall. I think they take Tua. That's what I think will happen. I hope that the Lions will trade with the Chargers and then let the Chargers take Herbert. But we'll see what happens, okay? Number 4 pick, New York Giants select New York Giants will select next. Isaiah Simmons, so Sean says. And you know what? What I hope happens, the Giants select a linebacker from Clemson, Isaiah Simmons. What I think will happen also, I think they select a linebacker, Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. The 5th overall pick. Now you've got the Redskins getting that 5th pick now, because you say they traded down with Miami. Now, let me tell you something, Sean. Let me tell you something. If the Redskins trade that pick, trust me, Isaiah Simmons is not going to the Dolphins. Chase Young would be. Chase Young. They may need a linebacker, but they will take Chase Young if he's available. He's going to be the first defensive player gone. I definitely think, yeah. So don't forget that. You've already passed on Chase Young, so don't forget that. So now you think the Redskins still get Chase Young at 5? I don't think that happens, but we'll see. Because you got the Redskins getting the 5th pick. So let's see what you say. So you say they still get the 5th pick. That'd be the one reason the Redskins won't do it. Because the Giants will take him. If he's there, they'll take Chase Young. Trust me. Then that's going to turn the draft. It's going to flip-flop it completely. I'll see. The Dolphins, I've got them selecting Tua. That's what I hope happens. But what I think will happen, remember now, they haven't swapped picks. I think they're going to take Justin Herbert. I think Tua's going to be gone because I think the Patriots going to take Tua. I think the Dolphins will be taking Justin Herbert. Number 5 overall. Number 6, sixth pick. That's the Chargers. Which you had Miami and Detroit trade. That was 3 and 6. So you say the Chargers will take Jordan Love. All right. Well, obviously, what I hope happens, I've already said, I hope that the Lions and the Chargers swap picks. And I definitely think if the Lions move down to the number 6 pick, they can still get Jeffrey Okudah at the number 6 pick. I think they can still do that. Chargers, I think if they do settle in the 6th position, they will get Jordan Love. I'm with you. I think that will happen. All right. Number 7th pick. 7th pick overall for the Panthers. The Panthers now on the clock. Anybody and everybody out there, tell us who you're welcome to live chat with us. Me and Sean both have had trades go in our top 6 picks already. So you guys hang tight, and it could be fun to watch today. It really could. So if you've got a selection, give it to us, okay? We're already down to pick number 7. The Panthers, you select Derek Brown from Auburn. That's exactly who I hope happens, and I think will happen. I think they'll take a defensive lineman from Auburn, Derek Brown. Number 8, the Cardinals pick. Now, this is when you guys start wondering. 2 weeks ago, people were saying the Cardinals are going to go out and get a wide receiver. Now, they're pretty set in receiver now. So, it's going to be very, very tough, I think, for them to take another wide receiver. I really do, but we'll see. Because free agency, and you say Tristan Wirfs, and that's exactly who I hope happens, and I think will happen also. Tristan Wirfs, Iowa. The Jaguars now. The Jags, number 9. So far, me and Sean have been a lot alike. A little bit of difference on that number 3 pick. Jaguars. All right. This could go a few different ways because it's a few different players that could fill their slot in real perfect here. My hope and my think is 2 different players. Wow, you're going cornerback, C.J. Henderson. I'm going a totally different route here. I think the Jags need an offensive lineman. What I hope happens, I hope they get the offensive lineman from Georgia, Andrew Thomas. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to get Jedrick Wills from Alabama. I think they're going to get Jedrick Wills, Alabama offensive lineman. Number 10, the Browns. Number 10, the Browns. They're pretty well set in skill positions if they don't get rid of Beckham. They get rid of Beckham, changes everything. So we'll see what happens here. It's just, and with Henderson going, he's saying Henderson going 9th. That's going to totally flip the draft if that indeed does happen. But and the Jags could use a defensive back, but I think they're going to go offense. I think they're going to. And you go with Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton is exactly who I've got going from Louisville to the Browns. I think it's a perfect fit. Mekhi Becton, Louisville. Number 11, the Jets. Number 11, the Jets. So I have yet to see C.J. Henderson go yet. C.J. Henderson, I think, is a top 5 player in this draft. And I think somebody's going to end up with a gem of a football player. But the needs supersede CeeDee Lamb. Wow. He says a wide receiver. I'm going to say a wide receiver too. But I think the best wide receiver in the draft is Jerry Jeudy. I see Jerry Jeudy goes to the Jets. I hope it happens, and I think it happens too. I think Jerry Jeudy is the first overall wide receiver, best route runner out there. Not as fast as Ruggs, but best route runner out there by far. It's not even close. And the Jets need somebody that can run routes with their quarterback. He can't throw it 60 yards. So if they can run accurate, 5 to 25-yard pass plays, I think Jerry Jeudy is the way to go there. Number 12, the Raiders. The Raiders now. And now me and Sean, he's saying Jerry Jeudy goes there. I think Ruggs goes there. The only reason the Raiders plus speed equal exactly the way they've always played. They've always wanted the fastest runner out there. They took Tim Brown years ago. Hell, they brought the guy from the 49ers over. And then they even had Jeremiah from the 49ers for a while. They bring people over all the time with speed and hope for the best. And a lot of times it works. Tim Brown was one of them there for sure. I think to go Henry Ruggs III from Alabama. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Who I hope they get is Henry Ruggs. I don't know if they will or not. I'm going CeeDee Lamb is who I think they pick, but I hope they get Henry Ruggs III. I think he could end up being the gem of the draft. Ruggs could be. All right. 49ers. They got your next pick. And if you'll notice, guys, early on, you saw a lot of defensive linemen and offensive linemen going. Now you're starting to see receivers go. They were, it's over and under 5.5 on this first round. If it's going to be 5.5 receivers go. And you're going to see real quick what me and Sean think. The last 2 picks have been wide receivers. And the 49ers, they could go a bunch of routes here. But do I see what I see happening is Henry Ruggs going CeeDee Lamb going to the 49ers. I do see it. I do see that happening. I think CeeDee Lamb will go. I think the Jets and the Raiders need receivers. Yes. Mm-hmm. What I hope happens, I hope they get Ruggs, but I think they get Lamb. We'll see. What do you think happens? You can then join right in with us. We're talking about the 49ers now. This is a 49er. He's going Chason. He's going Clavon Chason. Wow. For the 49ers, I think they need a receiver. I'm going Justin Jefferson is who I hope they get. I think they'll get Henry Ruggs III. I think the 49ers definitely will go wide receiver there. The 14th overall pick, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers now.
Where's your Buccaneers under your bucket house?
And don't forget now, they got a tight end yesterday. It's pretty proven in number 87. So you see the 49ers taking them for receiver. I think so too. I think Henry Ruggs is who they get. But I just think I hope Jefferson's who they get, but hey, obviously Ruggs. We'll see what happens there. The Buccaneers, he's got Andrew Thomas. I've already had Thomas go earlier to the Jags. I've got Jedrick Wills of Alabama going, and that's who I hope happens. Who do I think they get? I think they get Andrew Thomas, offensive lineman. I went that route too. The Andrew Thomas one earlier, I said I think Jedrick Wills. I think that's who they'll end up getting. But right here, I hope Jedrick Wills goes, but I think Andrew Thomas goes in this spot. I had him. I think it happens, demos, but I hope they trade down. Sean's got him trading. Sean's got the Redskins trading down to number 5. So we'll see. We'll see. Right here, the Broncos. I think right here is a major stop sign in the draft. Not just a yield sign. This is a stop sign. It's going to wake people up. It's going to be like, whoa. That's what I think this pick does. The Broncos. Wow, Henry Ruggs III, wide receiver. Okay. This is what I hope happens. I hope they trade the pick to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys take Xavier McKinney, the safety. What I think will happen, I think they still trade the pick away, but I think they're going to just trade to the Dolphins, and the Dolphins will get Xavier McKinney. That's what I think will happen. So that's what I think happens. And so we'll see what happens there. But I think Xavier McKinney goes in this pick. I think it's a pick that if one of the two guys don't move up, it's going to be a lot of trouble. And one of those two teams, either Dolphins or the Cowboys, they're going to be playing a game of chicken all the way through that first round to go get McKinney. I hope the Cowboys get him, but I think the Dolphins end up getting him. I think the Dolphins are going to make some trades in this draft, and I think that's one of them. Number 16, the Falcons. 16, the Falcons. Javon Kinlaw, defensive lineman. I got him going a little later in the draft, but you know what? I got Clavon Chason, LSU's edge rusher. That's what I hope happens, and I think it will happen. I think they get Chason here, the 16th overall pick. The 17th pick, you've got the Cowboys picking. I've got the Broncos picking on my hope list. On the other way, I've got the Cowboys picking. Should have Mel Kiper Skyped in right here. Yeah. So you've got the Cowboys pick right here. So do you really think McKinney goes this far down? Really? Because Sean hasn't given his pick yet, but oh, wow. Denzel Mims. He's going with a wide receiver for the Cowboys. Wow. All right. First off, I'm going to what I think happens. I think C.J. Henderson is going to fall so far in this draft that he could be the GM of all picks. I think the Cowboys end up getting him from Florida, the cornerback. And that's probably one of the best five. I mean, that's probably an A or A+ for them if they're able to get him. What I hope happens, I hope the Broncos end up getting that other traded pick down to right here once the Cowboys take McKinney and they get Javon Kinlaw, the defensive lineman. I think they could wait that long and still get the defensive lineman they want. They said all along they want to go on defensive side of the ball. I don't think linebackers away. I think defensive line, Javon Kinlaw, South Carolina defensive lineman. All right, number 18. It's the Dolphins. 18's the Dolphins. Grant Delpit, okay. So you're saying Delpit is above McKinney. Wow. Now I'm surprised by that because you haven't had Xavier McKinney go off the board yet. McKinney is he's a top 10 almost all on every board out there. I've got the Broncos right here. If they do trade with the Cowboys, where the Cowboys get Xavier McKinney, they're still able to get Javon Kinlaw if they're able to make that trade. And I think that's what will happen. Where with the Dolphins, rather, not with the Cowboys, with the Dolphins. But what I hope happens is the Dolphins get C.J. Henderson here. I think the Dolphins need a cornerback more than a safety, and C.J. Henderson may fall this low if the Cowboys take McKinney. Like I think they're going to take a safety, and I really do. I think the Cowboys need a safety help more than they did cornerback help. So I think C.J. Henderson falls this far, and it could be what I hope happens, but we'll see. The Cowboys probably end up getting him the 17th pick, but I'm going to say I hope that the Dolphins end up getting him. Cole McDonald in the draft. I don't have Cole going in the first round. I don't have Cole McDonald going in the first round. So I'll look that up in just a few minutes. We'll see where I think I have him going. 19th pick overall. The Raiders come back and pick again. What do you think? What do you think? The Raiders have already picked on our boards already, and I had CeeDee Lamb going that way. So, or Henry Ruggs, one of those two. I think one of those two receivers go with the 12th pick overall. You think Xavier McKinney falls that far down? Could happen. I don't think so, though. I think McKinney's gone by now. And McKinney is a safety. Don't forget now, he's not a corner. He is a safety, and he's made it clear when he comes out, he does not want to play corner. He wants to play safety. So you got to remember that one. I think Christian Fulton, LSU's cornerback, I think happens, and I hope it happens. I think, both ways, the Raiders end up getting a cornerback from LSU, Fulton. All right. Jacksonville Jags. The Jags earlier in the draft, Sean had them taking Jerry Jeudy, I think. I think that's who he ended up. No, you know what? Let's see. No. No, he had he had C.J. Henderson going early. That's right. You had C.J. Henderson going early. You had Henderson go early. That's right. That's why. That's right. You had C.J. Henderson going way early. So that made sense. Brandon Ayuk. He could. He's had a few injuries, though. I'm saying the Jags go back to the because I'm going to say they've already took care of their line. I'm going to say Jalen Johnson, Utah cornerback. That's which way I think they go. The Jags go with that pick. The Eagles, 21st overall pick, and I'll bet me and Sean have the same pick here. And it's a receiver. I'll bet we're on the same wavelength here. We won't be much longer, but we will on this pick. And I got this 25 cents at Walmart. Check it out, guys. That's some candy there. I got 4 of them for tomorrow night. Justin Jefferson, I agree wholeheartedly. LSU, the Eagles need some help at receiver. Justin Jefferson, I think, is really one of the top 3 receivers out there. He can run routes really well. He is lanky, and if he stays healthy, he could be the gem of a draft too. The Eagles, I think, take Justin Jefferson. 22nd pick overall, the Vikings now. the Vikings, they got so many needs. They got a lot of needs, but they are talented at enough positions that if they end up shining, shining this one and shining this one and shining this one, cleaning up their act a little bit, they could represent the NFC this year in the Super Bowl. They really could. Obviously, Kirk Cousins has to show up, but this is a team that's for real, guys. I mean, they went down to New Orleans, and they put on a show against New Orleans last postseason. They could make it that far. It's all it's all according to Kirk Cousins. Look at the Super Bowl last year. Yeah, Cousins sacked too much. Yeah, and Sean is going. Igbeneging, the defensive back. I actually think they're going. I think they're going to go AJ Terrell, cornerback. I'm with you on that one. They need some O-line help in the worst way, and I think they go later in the draft and maybe get some. But actually, I think they're going to go in. I think they'll get some in free agency. What I hope they go after is Marlon Davidson. Marlon Davidson is a beast defensive lineman from Auburn. He can rush a quarterback. When they played Alabama, he sacked Alabama's quarterback, 4 times, 3 times, something like that. And Marlon he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. I hope they go. Actually, the route I hope the Vikings take. I think they're going to go free agency and help out the offensive line a little bit. But I'm going Marlon Davidson. But what I think will happen, I think they're going to go corner. AJ Terrell from Clemson. 23rd pick. 23rd pick. What happens, guys? The New England Patriots select Yeah. You got Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's not going this far down the draft, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going with my heart here. I know this pick is not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen in a million years. But if New England is able to get this guy in the 3rd or 4th round, it could be, it's crazy. I'm saying Jake Fromm, quarterback of Georgia. Herbert's gone. All these other guys are gone already on my draft board. They need a quarterback. Fromm, I know that's not the route they're going. In fact, I've already told you earlier that I think they're going to trade up with the Lions and take Tua. I think they're going to take Tua. I really do believe that. And what I actually think will happen, I think the Lions will take Marlon Davidson, the defensive lineman from Auburn right here. But I can't wait. I cannot wait till Friday or Saturday to see where Jake Fromm goes. You guys know how I feel about Jake Fromm. I can't wait. I hope he goes somewhere that he has a chance to play somewhere in the near future. Green Bay, New Orleans, Tampa, somewhere he can sit and learn a year. But my goodness, I really, really would love. I know he's not going 1st round. I know he's not. You don't have to burn me up in live chat on that. But I can't wait to see where he goes. I would love to see the Patriots get him, but they wouldn't have to in the 1st round. They could forego that and take an offensive lineman or a receiver, which they need more. So, I actually think if they pick a 23rd, they probably would take a receiver. But we'll see what happens. All right, the Vikings. Remember now, they just had 1 pick. Now, I had them taking a cornerback, AJ Terrell, and you had them taking what, Ayuk. Any hope for Jalen Hurts, 3rd or 4th round? Hurts he'll get drafted. You know, he could end up just like a Cardinals quarterback. If he runs for his life, that's what he's going to be running for, is his life, because he's fast, but he's not as fast as he needs to be. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. I really don't. Saints take A.J. Epineza, edge. Okay. Oh, that's right. The next one's Saints. I got the Saints taking Kenneth Murray, linebacker out of Oklahoma. I think so, and I hope so. You know, on both sides of my draft board, I think Kenneth Murray will take care of a few of their problems. They didn't get a good rush last year. They're going to have to blitz some. There's no doubt about it. But he can also cover. He's a pretty good cover guy, and he's tough. He can really stack in the middle. Kenneth Murray, linebacker, Oklahoma. 25th pick, the Vikings. But Hurts is going to go third or fourth round. But a lot of teams will take a chance on the fourth rounder and hope he can blossom. I probably fourth round. I think he could still go ahead of Fromm, but if he does, I want to see the team that takes Hurts. Then I want to see the team that takes Fromm. I can see a team in the third round, if they, like the Redskins, Jets, teams that really Browns, teams that really don't have a front office. But I think the team or the Lions, or they just Ezra Cleveland, offensive lineman, the Vikings. I actually got the Vikings taking Brandon Ayuk right here, wide receiver from Arizona State. They just lost a receiver the other day, and I think they need to make it up for it. But could be good. Could be a good pick there. 26th pick, the Dolphins. Which way do you see the Dolphins going? Have they got their quarterback? And earlier in the draft, Sean says yes with Tua. I said yes with Tua too, but I just said Tua would be the 6th pick overall, not the 3rd pick. So actually, no, I'm sorry. I got Justin Herbert going to the Dolphins. I got New England taking Tua, trading up to the 3rd pick. And if they do that, they're going to have to give up a couple of number ones, no doubt about it. Other than this year's number one, it's a big risk if they do that. But I don't know. Christian Fulton, Herbert to the Dolphins. That's what I got, Master. And you got Christian Fulton, a cornerback, going to the Dolphins. I think Ezra Cleveland goes. I think they need some offensive line help. But if I had my pick, if I was the Miami GM, I would take Josh Jones in this spot from Houston, offensive lineman, a little bit bigger than Ezra Cleveland. I think maybe a little faster too. I would take Josh Jones in that position. But I think they take Ezra Cleveland. Seahawks. What kind of route are they going to take? Seahawks. We're down to the 27th pick. Only 6 more picks, guys. Yeah, I think Herbert has really done real well for himself. Marlon Davidson, he's a defensive lineman I had going a little bit earlier in the draft. You got him going a little bit later. Seahawks could go that route. In fact, I got the hopes that they take Ezra Cleveland, but I think they're going to end up taking Josh Jones. Quarterback was running for his life too much last year, and I think they need to address the offensive line more than anything. And I think Josh Jones is the way to go here for the Seahawks. Houston offensive lineman. The Ravens. How about the Ravens here? They're a pretty polished squad, guys. They can run the ball. They can throw the ball. They can stop the run. They can stop the pass. They got pretty good special teams. They got a pretty good kicker, You got a pretty good punter. Wow. You go to Jalen Hurts after they took a quarterback last year. Wow. Now that would floor me if Jalen Hurts goes first round. I don't think that happens. I think they go on the outside of the ball anyway. I think they're going to take Jordan Brooks from Texas Tech. He's a linebacker, fast as everything. He is big, strong. What the Ravens always like. He can hit, and he's a train. Jordan Brooks, Texas Tech. I like that. I feel pretty confident about that pick. I would say there's a 75% chance if Jordan Brooks is still there, they take Jordan Brooks, I think, with that pick. The 29th overall pick by the Titans, Jalen Hurts, man. That could be the biggest because I've seen nobody take Jalen Hurts even on mock drafts. And that would be the biggest surprise for me in all the first round, even more than the New England Patriots going up to number 3 taking Tua. Hurts going even 28th, especially after they took Jackson last year. I can't see them taking another quarterback, not first pick. Now they are invested in Jackson, so I don't think there's any way they'd do that. Titans, what do you think, man? The Titans. And he's typing a long time, so I'm thinking maybe we may be back on that same wavelength here. We'll see. Because this one right here, you'd have to type a little bit. Oh, Neville Gallimore, defensive lineman. Well, I think a lineman goes here, but I think the kid from Penn State, Yetur Gross-Matos, he is more of an edge rusher. Titans need a little bit more rush to the quarterback. They're very good on defense already. And Gallimore could help out a lot, but I think they're going to go Gross-Matos here. Penn State is who I think they go with. And who I hope they get, and I think that's who I think they'll get. Packers. The Packers are next. Their first pick in the draft. After that, the 49ers, who have already picked one time? Yeah. And I think virtually everybody thinks the 49ers are going to take a receiver first. And the Packers, you got the Packers taking a receiver, Jalen Reagor. I think Reagor I think he falls to the second round. I think the Packers are going to take the best available player here. And it's a need for him, too. Linebacker Patrick Queen, LSU. He's on a winning squad. Queen knows how to play the game. I think if the Packers were to move up, they would get somebody like a Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb. But I don't think they're going to take Reagor that early. I don't think he goes first round. I don't think he quite does. 49ers now. What do you think about the 49ers here? This could be an interesting pick. Remember earlier we took wide receivers going to the 49ers. And with all of the off-season junk that went on, you're saying Patrick Queen. That'd be a good pick for him. It really would. If Patrick Queen is still there, I'd say yes. I think Ross Blacklock from TCU. I think he could be a immediate change for him, and we'll see. Ross Blacklock is who I'm picking there for the 49ers. All right. The Chiefs, the final pick in the draft in the first round. The Chiefs, very good offensive team. Their defense, they gave up some points last year. And you're going Jonathan Taylor. You're saying a running back's going to go in the first round. I'm going the offensive side of the ball, but I think they need an offensive lineman. The kid from Michigan, Cesar Ruiz. Cesar Ruiz is the way I'm going with that one. So I think maybe they're going to go offensive line. Now, So baseball demos asked a good question for Hurts, third or fourth round. Well, you actually got to go in first round. I've got Jalen Hurts going. Third round, Green Bay Packers. That's where I think he's going. Third round to the Green Bay Packers. He's actually got him going first round to the Ravens. I got him going fourth round. Jake Fromm, hurts me to say it, to the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like hearing it, and I don't like saying it even, but I got Jake Fromm going to the Cowboys fourth round. I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not, but that's what I've got going on right now. Let's see. Cole McDonald. Let me see what Cole McDonald. Let me look up Cole McDonald. Cole McDonald, NFL draft. But I did not have him going in the first round. And look, they do. Some people do. Oh, he's a quarterback. Oh, he's a quarterback from Hawaii. He's a quarterback from Hawaii. I've heard a lot of people say some good stuff about him. I've not seen any film on him. Has he stayed out of trouble? Or has he been in trouble? Let's see. I don't see anything. Let's see what the Cole McDonald projection were. The one I call a dumbass. What did he do? I called him a dumbass. What did Cole McDonald do? What? Oh, the one that was showing off and stuff. And I saw some stuff early on him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who was that asked that question? Who was that asked the question? Cole McDonald. Master. Yeah. Cole McDonald. Yeah. I remember now. I marked him off my board. How do I put it nicely? If you're giving this kid a test, don't make sure you don't put a plus sign or multiplication sign or minus sign or division sign in front of a number and make him figure it out. Yeah. I don't have my second round up. Yeah. This was this kid right here. Somebody wants him reading defenses. I'm not sure he can read words on a book. Yeah, no. I don't want him. Let him go somewhere. Yeah, no. Yep. Best thing he can be reading right now is Dr. Seuss books because I don't see him reading the defense at all. Yeah, I remember him now. We were talking about him that one night. I marked him off the board. Yeah, no. He's an idiot, man. He's an idiot. Oh yeah. I don't care how well you can play. You know, if you're a dumbass, you're just a dumbass. And yeah, he needs to go visit the wizard. He needs to go get a brain. Yeah, I hope the Redskins don't take this kid. No way. No. I seen some of his the ways he reacted when he would do something. Hawaii, you weren't relevant. You got to sit on the beach every day, eat coconuts, dance around, do whatever you want to between practices. But you didn't win anything. Yeah. No. Yeah, I remember seeing some of his video now. I remember it now. He was bringing it up to me. Sean brought it up to me, and he said somebody called him a fool. Yeah, I remember we were watching some stuff. We were watching some stuff on him, and I mean, this kid worthy of a mid-round flyer. Yeah, if you throw a nice frisbee in the air and hope he jumps and catches it. No, I don't want him. I don't want him. No way. 6'4", 220. Perfect size. Lacks accuracy. And like I say, my man needs to make a trip to the Wizard because he needs to get a brain. Sure, McDonald can be a bit reckless with the ball far too often. But with some solid coaching around him, some team may be able to sharpen him up. What the hell is he, a pencil? Somebody may be able to sharpen him up. He can be a bit reckless with the ball. Yeah. All right. Take your chances on him, folks. Take your third and fourth round picks on him, okay? Yep. And then when you lose your job as GM, go back and look at what you could have got with a third round pick. You can get a solid defensive player virtually anywhere in the third round. What I hate to see is when third and fourth rounds people kick on a coach or GM and take a kicker. All right. How many times in the season does a team win by 3 or lose by 3? A lot of times. And a lot of times it's because the kicker missed a kick. He's one of the most important players on your team, a kicker. And I hear him all the time, Peyton Manning, he was just a dumbass kicker. No. Guess what? A kicker, if you don't have a good kicker on your team, it's worth about 3 wins or 3 losses. Because there's so many games that you lose by 3 or win by 3. And that's why, anytime on Sundays, okay, it's a pick'em game. Okay, this team's favored by 1.5. This team's favored by 2 points, whatever. Kicker means a lot. And I don't think NFL GMs really, I don't think they take enough consideration into what a kicker is all about. You don't just go out here. Yeah, that's right. Look at the Patriots. Every time they went to the Super Bowl, they never had a scrubby double kicker. They always had a good kicker. Always had a good kicker. They never went to the Super Bowl with a crap kicker. And they wouldn't have went one time. If you remember, was it 01 when they took on the Raiders and it snowed? Remember that? And the guy kicked a 44-yard field goal in a blizzard. 44 yards. 44 yards, you make about 55, 60% of those. But when it's a blizzard coming down, it's 5 inches of snow, the guy made it and had 5 yards to spare. That's a kicker. That's a kicker for you. That's what a kicker's all about. What if a kicker goes one? What are you saying? What if a kicker goes 1? Would he be the first? Oh yeah, no kicker's ever won. He's not worth. I'm not going, Sean. When I'm pushing him to go second and third rounds. I've never seen a kicker worth a first round pick ever. You got to get needs. You got to get, whether it's defensive line, offensive line, defensive backs, quarterback, whatever you got to get. But second and third, fourth rounds, if you've got a guy out there that can kick a 50-yard plus ball, consistent, straight, and you play. You got, first off, you got to be playing on a decent field. You can't be playing on a crappy field, kind of like Cleveland. What do you think would happen if the Bengals draft a kicker 1? Earthquake would happen in Lake Lake Erie. Who's my all-time best kicker? Wow. I was a big Mark Mosley fan. He kicked straight on and all. But wow. That's a good question, man. That really is a good question right there. Who is your all-time kicker? Ray Guy was a punter. Kicker. I know a lot of people like Garo Yepremian. I don't think he was that great, but he was good. The kid the Patriots had for years. What was his name? And he ended up going to the Colts. What was his name? Oh, you still get to left-footed kicker? You're talking about the foreign guy. Oh shit. What was his name? Bald-headed guy. The one from Florida State. Is that who you're talking about? I'd take a kid from New England. I'd put him up against India. He was really good. He could make kicks. No, not Gostkowski. The one before him, I think. Wasn't there one before him? It was one before Gostkowski. 2003 Patriots kicker. Vinatieri. Adam Vinatieri. That's who I'd take. Yeah. Janikowski. Yep. Yeah. Vinatieri. That's who I would take. He helped the Patriots win all those Super Bowls. They just won by 3 points or less. We were just talking about that. The Colts won. They won theirs a little bit easier in that deluge down in Florida. Remember when they took on the Bears? That wasn't a very close game. But I think Vinatieri is probably the best kicker I've ever seen. Janikowski was good. Janikowski could go hot and cold, though. He could miss 3 or 4 in a row. I know I missed somebody. Let's see. Top field goal kickers of all time. Number 1, hey, how about Justin Tucker, too? Justin Tucker, how about him? First one to show up was Adam Vinatieri, though. And Gostkowski. Vinatieri, is he even on the top 17? He's not. To me, he is. Yeah. Tucker is still on there. Mike Vanderjagt. Anybody remember Vanderjagt? You got to tell me about Vanderjagt, guys. Tell me the one comment we remember about Mike Vanderjagt. Never seen Janikowski go cold and miss 3 in a row. Did anybody remember the Vanderjagt comment? I'll find out about the Janikowski in a minute. Robbie Gould. Yeah, Peyton Manning called him an idiot kicker. He's just an idiot kicker. Vanderjagt ended up going right after that. 86% kicker all time. Vinatieri, 25th overall. I'd take him above that, though. Janikowski, 51st. How about that? 80% kicker. He was just an 80% kicker. He'd make 4 out of 5, which is not bad, but Ted Nugent's favorite son, Mike Nugent. He come out of OSU, didn't he? But there's only one 90% kicker, Justin Tucker. So, hey. Dan Bailey, 87. Stephen Gostkowski. You would just mention Stephen Gostkowski, 5th. 4 out of 5. Oh, no, 4 out of 5 ain't bad. No. But when you start talking 17 of 20, and then obviously Justin Tucker, 9 out of 10. That's kicking the ball, boys. Top 9 all time still play. Chris Boswell, Will Lutz, Josh Lambo, Harrison Butker. Harrison Butker is number 2. So Stephen Hauschka, 12th. Matt Bryant. Sean mentioned him. Dustin Hopkins and Cody Parker. Teams don't let you stay around no more if you can't kick a ball through the upright. You just don't. It just don't work that way. Even though if you can't kick it 55 yards, if you can kick it 48, 49, consistent, they'll go for it on 4th downs. They don't mind that. Yeah. So, out of our draft, who here agrees with Sean and says that the kid from Oklahoma, Jalen Hurts, goes in the 1st round? Sean says so. Agree or disagree? How about that, guys? What was the name of the Steeler kicker from decades ago that had no toes? No, he wasn't the Steelers kicker. He was the Oakland Raiders kicker. Oh, let's see. I think he was a Raiders kicker. No, he had no toes. I think he was a Raiders kicker. Half a foot. Pittsburgh Steelers kicker with no toes. No, he was Saints kicker. Saints kicker. Tom Dempsey. He kicked 160 yards, but he had a half a foot. He just died back in early April. Yeah. Tom Dempsey. He played for the Saints, and then I don't know where else he played. So one disagrees with you, Sean. Anybody else disagree? Yeah. Or agree? Oklahoma quarterback Jalen Hurts goes 1st round. And he's got him going to the Ravens. I'm sorry, the Ravens, who already have Jackson. So what do you guys think? Master Bader says he disagrees. Anybody else agree or disagree with him? Ravens. Jalen Hurts, 1st round overall pick. Yeah, I don't agree with it either, guys. I think now, like I say, you guys, I know you don't agree with me either, and you shouldn't. When I say Jake Fromm goes to the Patriots in the 1st round, he's not a 1st round pick, but I would love to see him go to the Patriots. Who will go higher, Jake Fromm or Jalen Hurts? How about that one? Jake Fromm or Jalen Hurts? So, how about that? And when you put it down, put what round do you think it goes in? So if you put Hurts, put 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, whatever, all the way down to 7th. Master says Jalen Hurts. What round do you think? Yeah. Hurts or Fromm? And I like to say I have watched probably 3 hours of video of Jake Fromm. And I'm telling you, you take on the SEC. What do you think? Where do I think? Oh, where do I think Tua goes? Well, Ryan, tomorrow night is going to be interesting, I think. I think Tua goes, I think he's going to go third overall. I think the Patriots are going to come up and pick him third, and the Lions are going to trade back. That's what I think will happen, just due to the fact Patriots, Matt Patricia, love fest. What I would hope would happen, I'd like to see the Chargers move up. Chargers move up. They would get Justin Herbert. And then they would trade back, and the Lions would get number 6. Then I think Tua goes to number 5, the Dolphins. The Patriots would have to trade Bill. They're going to get rid of Tua. If they do move up to number 3 overall pick, it's going to cost them 3 number 1s this year's and 2 more. No doubt about that. I mean, they are putting the future up in doubt. But Bill Belichick could care less. He's probably going to be around, 2-3 more years at tops. He doesn't care if he invests in the future. Why does he care? Imagine if he got number 1. That's not happening. That's not happening. Number 1 pick is number 1. Number 1, I think he's already got the paperwork on his table sitting there waiting to go and sign. Number 1 pick does. That's written in stone. I'm still going to tape a $20 bill to my head tomorrow night. In the case that Philip Reynolds ends up winning that money. But I don't think so. I think my $20 is safe, and I think I'm going to get his $20. I think the Patriots draft quarterback next year. I heard next year will be a deeper QB draft. Well, I think a great quarterback comes out next year in Trevor Lawrence. But are the it's just going to be the same way with the Bengals this year. Bengals are not getting rid of Joe Burrow. I don't care somebody could offer them 4 number 1s. They're not going to get rid of Joe Burrow right now. They're just not going to do it. He's their future. A team like the Redskins, for instance, if they do trade down and don't take Chase Young and they start acquiring draft picks, it's the best thing they could do, especially if they trade down with a team like your Chargers, who could be bad this year. They could be really bad and end up getting their number 1 next year, and it could be you think Jacob Eason could be a good one? He could be. He could be. His dad played there for a while. But I think the Patriots need a quarterback now. They don't have one. They're going to get a quarterback, whether it's Herbert, whether it's Tua, whether it's Love. I think they're going to get a quarterback first round. I definitely think that. It's just according to how far up they're willing to climb. If they're going to sit back and wait, they probably can get Love. Jordan Love probably will fall back to what position was that? Patriots draft 23rd. Yeah, I think they can still get him there. Jordan Love. Is that who they want though? And I think with Belichick being there, he's going to get the one he wants. That's what I think happens. Even if he has to, rent out the car and the truck and the house and everything for the next few years to empty the fridge just where they can get to it now. Or if they want Herbert. But I'm hearing Tua's who they want. I think Dolphins wouldn't mind getting Herbert. But the Chargers, I know, want Herbert. Chargers want Herbert and I'm hearing that the Patriots want Tua. That's what I'm hearing. But the Dolphins are in between both of them. So they can get who they want. So that's why I think the Chargers have got to move up or the Patriots are going to move up. One of those two teams are going to get ahead of the Dolphins if they possibly can to try to make it to where it's harder on, where they know they get the pick they want. Would I rather have if I were the Patriots and I was, GM for the next 20 years, this year I would probably just go out and get myself a serviceable quarterback. I would wait till next year and get Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, if you watched him in those bowl games, he was outrunning defensive backs. And he was not outrunning trashy defensive backs. He was outrunning LSU defensive backs that are first-round picks here, guys. He was outrunning them. Bye. See you later. Leaving them. He is that fast. And he's great in the pocket. He can move around. He's got a lot of the movements like Aaron Rodgers. He really does. But he's just a little bit bigger. That's the only difference. He's just a big guy. He cannot afford to take a lot of hits. If he does, he's going to get knocked out. He's not going to take it. So run when you have to. Other than that, don't run. Don't run no more than you have to. That's what I say that about every quarterback in the NFL. Don't run no more than you have to. If I were Patriots, I'd hold on to my picks and draft wide receivers since they are lots this year. Next year, the quarterback, because they likely have a higher pick. You're probably right. They'll probably have a top 10 pick next year, maybe a top 5 pick. I would probably do that too. There are a lot of good wide receivers about that time too. They could get Ayuk. If they want to move up just a little bit, they could get Justin Jefferson. But everybody's saying that the Eagles are going to move up. If the Eagles move up, they may even try to get Jerry Jeudy. So we'll see. There's a lot of good receivers this year, but Ayuk, he's been injured. But the Patriots definitely, more than ever, need receivers now because Gronk is not coming back there. We know that. They need a lot. They need a lot on the offensive side of the ball. Running backs pretty set, but they can use tight ends, wide receivers, and they need a quarterback. I'm with you. Whatever's clever. Make sure before you think about bringing the quarterback next year, make sure you get yourself a good line. Have you a couple of good linemen. But this year wouldn't hurt at all to have a couple of good receivers, have a tough season. Set 60, 65 catches for 600 yards, 700 yards, something like that, and be like, okay, now we get the quarterback in here. Let's see what we can do. But I'm with you. I think that would probably play better. I don't think it happens. I think they're going to get a quarterback now because the future is now for Belichick. He doesn't have that many more years left. And I would rather have Lawrence over Tua any day of the week. I would. But, a lot of people saying they hit the jackpot if they get Tua. We'll see. We will see. I've either got him going to New England, moving up to number 3, or Miami sitting still at 5, getting him. I think one of those two things happens. A lot of things can happen with the Redskins. If they trade down with Young and don't take Young, then that messes the Giants up because the Giants taking Isaiah Simmons, we think, with a linebacker. Well, obviously, Chase Young's still there. They're going to take Young. They're not going to take Isaiah Simmons. They're going to take that down lineman. So that'll flip the whole draft over if the Redskins draft down. So that could really, really set off an alarm, at least even to the Dolphins. Guess what? We got to move up to 3rd if another team moves up to 2nd. But Hey, I talked about it a good bit there. I still say Jerry Judy is the best receiver in this draft. I think he is. He showed me the most. Diamond in the rough. C.J. Henderson. If the Cowboys get him, especially if they can get him 17th, um, Sean had him going like 8th, and it definitely could happen. 8th or 10th or something. It definitely could happen. The Jags could use him. But the Jaguars, what is it they don't need? Close your eyes. What do you need? Okay, we got some help. Any of the 22 positions they get, it could help. Sadly, if you're a Steelers fan, no need to really watch tomorrow night unless you're hoping the Steelers are going to make a trade and get a first-round pick. They're the only team right now without one. And could be very, very interesting. They'd be sitting at home tomorrow thinking, you know what? We might want to make a move here. We might want to make a move. And that's another team very, very interested in possibly getting a quarterback. A kid like Jake Fromm could go to Pittsburgh. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised at all about that. I really think the draft, if you really think about it, no tight ends in the first round. Not a single tight end in the first round, not even mentioned. Sean didn't mention it. Mock drafts don't mention it. I didn't mention it. The tight ends are really, really thin this year. So, yeah. And I guess they could take Jalen Hurts in the second round. Talking about the Steelers. Steelers are too stubborn. Cole Kmet is the only good. Yeah. And I don't think he's going to, I don't think he is a first round pick. I just don't think he is. Obviously we mentioned kickers. Kickers probably won't go in probably till the 4th or 5th round like they always do. But they do serve a great, great need anytime you do need them. Anytime you got a decent one and then you want to bring in a great kicker. Because there's only 2 kinds of kickers in this league, guys. Great kickers. Well, 3. 2 play it. Great kickers, average kickers, and then retired kickers. That's it. Because if you're below average, you're not going to stay. You're not going to stay in the NFL long. You're not going to stay there. They'll get rid of you week to week. They'll do like some of my friends do with wives. I got a guy that's been married 8 times. It's one of my friends. He married the same lady twice. She couldn't kick a ball the second time any better than she could the first time either, guys. But that's just the way it works, though, guys. And that's what I think. A lot of these teams are going out there when they bring a kicker back 5 times. He still got the same leg he had a year ago. Yeah, one of my friends who married 8 times, married the same one twice. How about that? Not many safeties going either. Xavier McKinney, he's the one we got to really watch out for. Will the Cowboys take him? Will the Dolphins take him? I don't know. A lot of folks got him going real high, and I've got him going 15th, but could be the Dolphins or could be the Cowboys, depending on which team I think makes trades. I'm seeing 2 trades in the first round. I know that's going to be low end. Delpit are the only first round safeties. And what I didn't have Delpit go in the first round. Delpit probably will. You're probably right. Delpit probably will. I only had two trades in my mock draft. There will be more than that. There will be more. We got to see how things work there. I really think the Eagles could be trying to move up. I know the Eagles like Jerry Jeudy. The only way you're going to, firmly get Jerry Jeudy is get a top 10 pick. Which team do you see going for a safety in the first round? Well, it's all dependent on who's going to trade with the Broncos. It's either the Dolphins or the Cowboys are going to get McKinney, I think. I think one of those 2 teams, Dolphins or Cowboys, takes Xavier McKinney. But and then Delpit, if Delpit, obviously the the other team probably end up getting him. But I had C.J. Henderson going so low in it. I think he's a drop. I think he's a drop in the draft. So we'll see. And he says the Vikings, and Cowboys may go after C.J. Henderson, but I don't know. We'll see. I still think they may go after McKinney. They may even try to make a cornerback out of him. The best receiver. Who do you think's the best receiver in the draft, Sean? Yourself. Don't worry about who teams are going to take. Who do you think is the best receiver going in this draft? Any of you guys, any of you folks, guys, ladies, whatever. Who do you think is the best receiver, wide receiver, going in this draft? C.D. Lamb says Sean. Ryan says Lamb. Who else? Who else out there has got a say in it? Three other people. C.D. Lamb, and another one says Lamb. Whatever's clever. Come on out there. Tell us something. We're not gonna hold up for a second. I know a lot of times my live chat feedback that I get takes about 30 seconds. So I'm gonna hold up for a second. You guys have time enough. Two folks have said C.D. Lamb think is the best overall receiver going. Anybody else that Ryan and Sean both agree. How old are you, Ryan? Just being nosy there. Sean is in high school. Sean's 17, and I'm in my mid-50s. So it's a big variety of ages here we got in here too. Anybody else want to put down what they think? I actually think Jerry Jeudy's the best receiver going in this draft, just due to the fact he's got it right here pretty good. Ryan's 16. Oh, cool. Very cool. Jerry Jeudy can run a route better than any of them. He's not the fastest. And Master, I would say he's the second best to go. Henry Ruggs. I agree with you. I like you two Bama receivers better than any of them. Ruggs is a 4.27 runner. 4.27 could get you almost on the Olympic team running. 4.27 is flying. And yeah, that's the one. You know, if he's got the hands, I like it. That's why I've got Lamb third best. I really do. Oklahoma, they threw it every down. That's something else too you got to think about. Oklahoma threw the ball every down almost. Alabama ran it, threw it, ran it, threw it. And I still say Jeudy and Ruggs were still the two best receivers out there. I like Jerry Jeudy though. He's not the fastest. I just think he's the most consistent, and I really believe that he is going to be a gem of a receiver. Somebody like Art Monk. I think he's going to be kind of Art Monk-like. If you guys, any of you folks, go back and watch some Art Monk videos, he's kind of like, who's the closest one to Art Monk nowadays? T.J. Hilton, maybe? T.J. Hilton that played with the Colts for a while. Kind of that type of receiver. 15 yards out, 15 yards in. After the catch, not really impressive. But he can get you a first down, another first down, another first down, another first down. And if you check out some of Art Monk's stuff, Art Monk was never one of the fastest receivers out there. He was always one of the best receivers out there. That, to me, that means everything. So, you know, the 4.27 of Ruggs, that's going to mean something to a lot of teams. I would watch his video more and say, okay, is he worth a first-round pick and the second best receiver? And Master says yes. I seem to think so. But C.D. Lamb's right there. I think they're right there close to each other, but I like Jeudy the best. I really do. And I think the Jets are going to get him. I think the Jets definitely jump on Jerry Jeudy tomorrow night. If they do, and that's their one lone first round pick, nobody can say, well, that's a C or a C minus for the Jets. They do it every other year, but they're going to actually have a good result. Which first round quarterback do you think will be a bust? Well, it depends on who goes first. Jerry is the best route runner. Oh, yeah, I think so too. I think Jerry Jeudy is the best route runner. Master, that all depends on who ends up going now. Let's see. Are we going to go with the instincts that it's going to be 4 of them? Or are we going with Burrow, Tua, Herbert, and Love? Is that what you want to go with? Because Sean also put the other kid out there. Jalen Hurts. But with my instinct, Joe Burrow, Herbert, Tua, Love. I think Burrow's the best. I think I would rather have Herbert second just due to the injury factor. If Tua comes out and plays and doesn't get hurt, I'd rather have Tua than Herbert. Love probably is the fourth. My fourth best. That's what I think. I think Love's going to have a lot to prove. He played out there, out west. Any of them that played out west, including Herbert, has got a lot to prove. Because number one, none of your teams make it to the playoff at the end of the year. Part of that is due to your defense not being the greatest, but a part of it's because your quarterback's not the greatest. Very few times do you see a team now win the championship overall, not have a good quarterback, a very good quarterback. Love. I've seen Love play some, but I'm not to the point where I can tell you where his strong points or weak points. I know he's not the best defensive reader in the world, but his instincts are great. He's got great instincts. He can run away from pressure. He's a lot like Randall Cunningham with his feet, but he has a better arm. Herbert doesn't have quite the speed that some of the other guys do. He has a little bit of mobility, a little bit of flexibility, but he is going to be counting on some guys getting open for him, or he's going to get pounded. Tua, if he counts on running for his life, he's going to have a short life in the NFL. He can't be running all the time. He's got, if somebody's putting pressure on you, fall down to the ground, there's always second down. There's always third down. There's always the next down. Joe Burrow, I think Joe Burrow has the right size, strength. If he lacks anything, it's a little bit of arm strength, but he can still throw the ball 60 yards downfield. He can move. He can avoid pressure. He reminds me a little bit of a mix of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. You're just hoping not too much of the Favre gets in him where he just starts throwing the ball up for grabs everywhere. Favre had that tendency too much in the NFL, got by with it a lot. But you hope he doesn't try that a lot. I think Burrow's the best one out there. I would take him if I was Cincinnati. I would take him with my first round pick, and I would be very, very happy with my first round. New England, if they move up for 24th, 23rd, if they move up from 23rd up to 3rd to take Tua, it's going to cost them at least 2 more first round picks. I can't see that, especially if they go up to get Tua. Now, if they're going up to get Herbert, do I see Andrew Luck coming out of retirement? No. If he were going to, he would have been coming back to the Colts. I really believe that. New England, he says, is going to take Jordan Love. We're going to see if they move up. I get all the hype about Burrow, but I would rather have Chase Young. Really? I'm not a Chase Young fan at all. I'm a Redskins fan. I hope they dump the pick. I am not a Chase Young fan at all. If you watch Chase Young in the postseason, he never touched a quarterback. When he had to take on NFL caliber linemen, he never touched a quarterback. Go back and watch it. Ohio State. Yeah, I wouldn't take him. No way. Sean saw it. Sean saw what I'm talking about. Sean, who was Ohio State took him? Was it Clemson? Was it Clemson? He did not even touch. I mean, he didn't even get a finger on the quarterback the whole game long. 60 minutes. Chase Young never touched the quarterback one time. Nothing. He didn't do anything. He didn't. And then I'm getting this from a lot of people. Well, he got double teamed. Guess what? If you're an all-world defensive lineman, if you're an all-world linebacker, remember the name Lawrence Taylor? Lawrence Taylor got double teamed probably 40% of the time. Chase Young, get used to it. But if you're not all-world, they don't have to double team you. I'm telling you. He was taking on NFL caliber linemen, and he was not getting. If you're getting double teamed in college, it's one thing. Double teamed in the pros is totally different. But Chase Young should be able to beat a double team in college. But I mean, he didn't get doubled all the time. He got probably doubled 40% of the time. He still didn't touch a quarterback. You go back and watch that game. He got beat around. Plus, they were running away from him a lot. But other teams can do that too. I don't want him. No. I don't think he's I don't even think he's the best defensive guy on the board, much less all overall. I like Okudah a lot better, and I like Simmons a lot better. And Simmons, for me, from Clemson, I think he's going to make an immediate impact. He could be, wow. I'm not even going to go the route. I'll go Carl Banks. Anybody remember Carl Banks? He can be that good. I'm not even going to hurt anybody's feelings for the Giants and say he could be like Lawrence Taylor. I'm not going that route. But if he's a Carl Banks is a hell of a player. He was a hell of a player, and he was all over people all the time. They just kept bringing in. That's when they used to call him linebacker, whatever. They'd graduate linebackers and send them to the Giants because they always kept good linebackers. And that's when they played the 3-4. They played the outside. They were mean. So that's me. Chase Young, wherever he goes, good. Good for him. I think he still goes to the Redskins. I think the Redskins get him. But which quarterback do you see starting for the Giants next year? Same kid for the Giants. What's his name? Kid from Duke. New York Giants quarterback. Daniel Jones. No, I think Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones will be quarterback. They took a good pick on him. They even set their other quarterback down, and he retired because of him. They'll play Jones. They can't bench him now. Not after you got rid of Eli. They got to play him. They got to play him through all the injury. Play him through all the hurt, feeling times, and all that. They got to play him. Same way with the Redskins. Redskins, even if they kind of find a quick fix quarterback, they still got to stick with the kid from Ohio State. Best question of the day right there. Is Eli a Hall of Famer? Tell him, Sean. Tell him, Ryan. Is Eli a Hall of Famer? Eli, his career was one game over 500. Eli in his career won 2 Super Bowls. Ryan says no. Sean, if he was your quarterback, would you have taken Eli for the last 15 years if you'd known he was going to be a 500 quarterback? You're exactly right, and won 2 Super Bowls. Ryan says no. I think he is a Hall of Famer. I don't even care who he beat twice. He won 2 Super Bowls. Both times it was Brady, but I don't care. He won 2 Super Bowls in 15 years. How many other teams won 2 Super Bowls in the last 15 years? Patriots. That's it. So, go figure. Who else has won 2? Yep. In the last 15 years. Oh, yeah. And look, and he made a catch. Guy caught the ball up against his head. You can't hold none of that against Eli. Eli won 2 Super Bowls. He won 2 Super Bowls. That gets you in the Hall of Fame. That gets you unless you got it really bad. I mean, if he'd have went and lost 10 more games regular season, I'd say probably not. But 500 record, 2 Super Bowls, I say he's in the Hall of Fame. I don't know what Sean says. Sean's still looking up the numbers. He's still looking it up. But I think he won one game more than 500 and won 2 Super Bowls. So to win 2 Super Bowls in the playoffs, he had to win some games. So he's got a winning record in the playoffs. So he's got a winning playoff record against playoff teams, regular season. And then look, you got to look at some of the teams they put together for him. You got to play the Eagles twice. You got to play the Cowboys twice. And you got to play the Redskins twice. And the Redskins don't fold over for division teams. Yep. He won the same amount as his brother did. The only difference was he was MVP twice. He was MVP both times. Eli was, right? Wasn't he the MVP twice? I believe he was. And one time, Peyton couldn't even hold the ball in his hand and won a Super Bowl. Remember that when he was with the Broncos? They just had a great defense. He couldn't even, he couldn't even throw the football. When he retired, yeah. Because Dan never won a Super Bowl and he is in. Well, Marino won a lot more games, though, Sean. Come on. Let's say Elway would have never won a Super Bowl. He is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Come on. We're talking about apples and oranges now. But yeah. And we still got what 3 we got what 1, 2 we got 4. Yeah, we got 4 quarterbacks right now that's going to make a Hall of Fame. I don't know about that. Marino had a lot of weapons, man. Marino pitched the ball around a lot. He had Duper and Clayton, and he had a lot of weapons, man. he had a lot of weapons. You go back and watch those teams. He had a lot of weapons. I think his offensive coordinator had him throwing the football too much. They didn't run the ball enough. Marino had plenty of weapons. They just, oh yeah, he had weapons. It's hard to say he didn't have weapons. He wouldn't have thrown for as many yards as he did if he didn't. I just didn't like his offensive coordinator. They passed the ball way too much. They fumbled the ball at the wrong times. He threw interceptions at the wrong times, and their defense didn't play defense at the right times. That's the only thing that helped Marino up. Marino wasn't the best. He didn't have the best. He didn't have the best attitude. He had a bad attitude. If you ever watch him, man, he always stayed pissed off at people. Most time you don't get good results from people. Yeah, he stayed mad at people even on his team, and you don't normally get good reactions from teammates when you don't see Brady doing that shit, but you saw Marino doing it a lot. People didn't like him. He was not a well-liked player. Marino pissed a lot of people off. But, I mean, I still say there's 4 quarterbacks playing right now that's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Brady, Breeze, Rodgers, is Rivers. Is Rivers a Hall of Fame quarterback? A lot of people say yes. A lot of people say no. I've never liked Philip Rivers. I think Philip Rivers is a whole lot like Dan Marino. He always had a bad attitude. Anytime he doesn't win, I'm going to take my ball home and run with it. He's that kind. He was a brat. And Marino was a little bit of a spoiled brat coming out of Pittsburgh. He expected everything to be handed to him. Yeah. Marino didn't get along with a lot of players, and neither did Rivers. And that's why they let him walk. You think about that. Think about that for a second. San Diego never, not one time, mentioned we want to re-sign Rivers. Not one time. They'd already told him in the offseason, guess what? Philip, go where you want to. We could care less. 2 days afterwards, 2 days after the free agent signing starts, he goes to Indianapolis. That tells you something. They didn't want him back. New England's case, New England had talked to Tom Brady, talked to him. And Tom told them, I don't want to come back. That's totally different from somebody telling you, well, we don't want you back. That's a big damn difference. And that was the difference between Rivers and Brady. One of them got told, hit the bricks. And the other one, they tried to talk him into staying, and he left. Big difference. Big difference. I had a lot of people tell me, well, Rivers is in the same boat. When Rivers had won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. Wow. He'd have probably went to some. I just don't think he has it cool that Tom Brady has. When things don't go right for Rivers, he throws a little fit. He throws his little tantrums. And all you got to do is watch some of the videos. When he threw a pick, it's never his fault. It's always, why, looking at the receiver, why didn't you do this and why didn't you do that? Even if he didn't say it, you can look at his face and you can tell it. It's hard to say if he'd have won him. He wouldn't have won 6. Not a damn chance. Not a damn chance. And he wouldn't have went to 9. No. Would he have won any Super Bowls? There's a chance. There's a chance. Brady, but the thing is, you look at Brady, you watch Brady, and he does not take a helmet off and look at you and get up in your face and be like, what the hell is your damn problem? And sit down there and grab somebody by the shirt and be like, what the hell, that kind of stuff. You go back and watch Philip Rivers during his seasons. Brady will sit there and talk to somebody. Brady get pissed once in a while. Most of the time he get pissed at himself. He'd be like, where the hell did I throw that ball to? And he's not looking at somebody wondering why the hell they didn't, catch a ball and he's 5 yards out the way. Brady gets more mad at himself, disgusted. He wants to be perfection. He's a perfectionist. So that's the difference between Brady and Rivers. Rivers never has liked the fact that if he threw an interception, somebody didn't go out there and risk their life, jumping in the middle of 5 of them in a pile to keep him from getting an interception. That's just the way it's always been. The easiest way to end discussions this way. How many people played with Tom Brady on the offensive side of the ball, retired, and bitched about it? You don't see that. You don't see that happening. How many people played for Rivers and got the hell out of Dodge as quick as they could? Left town, bye, hit the bricks, retired, left, whatever. Think about it. Tom Brady played with guys that you could pick up off the shipyard and you could pick up digging ditches, playing receiver for him, and he made stars out of them. It's just the truth. Had anybody ever heard of Danny Amendola before he came to New England? Think about it. Danny Amendola. Had anybody ever heard of him? That's the truth. He picked up guys, I'm telling you, that you'd go pick up on a pickup truck and go drink a beer with after work. It made legit players out of them. Look at all those running backs. James White. Hell, I can't even list them all. Those guys, but the thing is, they come out of the backfield, they catch a ball. The only one that was a prima donna, as far as their receivers is Gronk. And the only reason Gronk was because Gronk knew nobody could cover him. But he'd go out here and dance around like a fool and do some crazy stuff. Most all the rest of them, Tom had a leash on every one of them, said, look, after you get a first down, act like you got some sense. Come on back here. They outthought teams. They weren't a stupid team. They outthought teams. They outplayed teams a lot of times, but they outthought them. Tom could pick people apart. Yeah. And when Randy Moss messed, or if he'd mess up, he'd straighten him up. When they had the kid from Pittsburgh, he worked with him until he got out of hand. What to do? They got rid of his ass. You're expendable. You're expendable when you play with Tom Brady and you don't act like you got some sense. Or you play under Bill Belichick. You can call it either way you want to do it. But if you go out there and you act up fool, we didn't get any else. You go out and act a fool, and they're going to treat you justly. And if that means cutting you, they'll cut you. They don't care. And cut means hit the bricks. Bye-bye. That's just the way it is. A lot of people are upset now that New England got rid of Gronk. They got a draft pick for him. He was not coming back. He was not coming back to New England. They got a 4th round pick. He's gone now. He was not coming back going to play he just won't. Now, look at what Tom Brady has on the table in front of him. Okay? And they've got what? Have they got 2 picks tomorrow night? What have they got? I don't know. Buccaneers have a 14th pick. And do they have another one after that? No, 14th pick. And I've said all along, I think they're going to shore up their offensive line. They've tried to trade him, so he said he was retired. Yeah. the thing is, he wanted to go where he wanted to go. That was the thing. He'd tell every team, I'm not going to play for you. Who's going to give up a 4th round pick for somebody they're not going to get to play? And he may not have even told New England, look, he might have told New England, hey, trade me to the, or Tampa might have called. Tampa called, look, we'd like to have Gronk. Let's go take a 4th round pick. Okay, we'll do it. Gronk reported right in, and be like, hey, I'm ready to go play for them. We don't know what happened. But Tampa, obviously somebody down in Tampa Bay is not the stupidest people in the world, because they went out and got proven winners. Whether they come down there and win for them or not, they got proven winners, and they've got a chance to do something. In a division that's not the toughest. I mean, Atlanta has not shown anything the last few years. Obviously, you know, the biggest rival is going to be right there in New Orleans, the Saints. And the Panthers are rebuilding. Tampa, by all rights, should win 10 ball games this year. They really should. Even with that schedule they got one hell of a hard schedule. Tampa's got a tough schedule, but the majority of their tough games are at home. They got a lot of good teams coming in there, and they're gonna need some help. There's no doubt about it. But if they win 10 ball games, 10-6, 9-7, there's still a chance they go into the playoffs. And trust me, if they go 10-6 or 9-7, even if they don't make the playoffs, Tampa's going to know, look, wow, we're that close to going to the playoffs now. Where last year they were not that close with Jameis Winston. 30 touchdowns, Jameis Winston, 30 touchdowns. Yeah, 30 interceptions also. So, I mean, you got to have more touchdowns than you do interceptions. I don't care if it's 20 and 10. I would rather have a quarterback with 20 touchdowns and 10 interceptions than I had 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Because somewhere in those 30 interceptions is some games that you ended up losing because you ended up throwing the ball somewhere you shouldn't have. All interceptions are not on the quarterback, but when you get 30 of them, a lot of them is on the quarterback. I mean, when you get 6, you throw 10 picks, and you can always have 2 or 3 come off somebody's hands and flip right behind them. That's not on the quarterback. Of course it's not. But 30 of them, you show me all 30 of his INTs, I'll guarantee you 20 of them's on him. I'll bet you on that. And that's too many. 20 INTs on a quarterback. But when you throw 30, that's over the top. And it's unacceptable. You just cannot, you can't go into a season with a guy that threw 30 interceptions last year. I don't care if he threw 40 touchdown passes. 30 INTs, man, it's killer. That's 2 a game. That, we don't know if it's the first play on a drive or the 8th play of a drive. But either way, your defense is not rested when you are throwing it to the other team. And I think somebody told me he threw 5 or 6 pick sixes. All that does, as soon as you throw it and they run it back the other way, they're kicking back off to you again, and they done got 6 or 7 or 8 points more. That's not getting the job done. That really isn't. So, cannot blame Tampa at all for going that route, getting the quarterback. I think Tom Brady cannot do any worse. Now, I get chewed on my channel all the time for loving Tom Brady. Let's see if he goes 30 touchdowns, 30 INTs, and goes 7-9 or 6-10, whatever they win. Let's see if he goes that bad. I don't think so. Plus, he's drawing in a lot of people that want to play for him. So we'll see what happens. Man, I've held you guys here for almost 2 hours. The draft special tomorrow night. Don't forget, live draft coverage right here on this channel, 7:55. We're going to start 5 minutes before the draft starts. Joe Burrow should have his paper in his hand, the ink pen in the other hand, ready to sign in front of a worldwide crowd tomorrow night. If everything goes as expected, we'll see. Join me. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We don't always agree. We can agree to disagree. Nothing wrong with that. But it's great. It's great YouTube and great time right here discussing this stuff. And I think it could be good tomorrow night. I really do. We'll see. Be sure to wear your NFL gear. I'll see if I can find me a Redskins hat that I've got back in there. I may even have a Redskins sweater or something. I'll try to wear all of that. Be as happy as I can about us getting Chase Young, but I can only hope we trade down. Master, Sean, Ryan. Let's see who all else is here. Whatever's clever. Yeah, all you guys. Man, thanks a lot for being a part of this channel today. I really do appreciate it. Right here at lunchtime, and had a lot of fun. So I hope to see you all tomorrow night, 7:55 Eastern time. We may go 3.5 hours tomorrow night, so we can go twice this long. So be ready for it and support your teams and be ready. Have your own mock draft ready as to who you think and where everything's going. We'll see. See you tomorrow night. God bless. And don't forget, more payoff pitch baseball later today. Phillies against, I don't even know who they're playing next, but they're probably got to go on the road. He's been pitching at home too much lately, so can't keep doing that. Have a good one, guys. Bye.